Okay, hi there, it's Kim Willis again, and first Facebook Live for the week. It's Monday morning for you. For me, it could be Sunday night for you if you're in the Americas, and for other people that I'm talking with right now, it'd probably be Monday lunchtime, something like that. If you're in Australia or Singapore, it's about 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that. Anyway, I've got a good little topic for you, a good topic. This one, it's quite strong, I think, and it's about finding quality people who spend more money with you. Oh wow, this is huge, because a lot of the marketers that I talk to and talk with, they they're making sales, they're generating leads, they're making sales, but they're not making much money because the average value of a transaction is very much on the low side. And some people have said to me that people never seem to upgrade, they never buy my higher quality package or service or whatever. And because of that, I'm struggling to make money myself. Well, of course, if if all people are buying is just some little entry level offer, and that's where it ends, well, how are you going to maximize your opportunities? How are you going to become profitable? The money, in my experience, and I'm going back 13 years, almost 13 years in the online world, and then more than that, well more than that in the offline world before then. And that is that the money is made when people purchase something of value, of higher value than just your opening offer or your smallest product or service. That's where the money is made. So if people are not upgrading and buying your higher value offer, all you're going to be doing is spinning your wheels and just maybe if you're lucky, just making bread and butter money, but barely paying the rent. And that's a problem. That is a problem. So that's a problem for a lot of marketers, and there are many reasons for it. Part of it is to do with targeting, and I'll talk about that shortly. But sometimes it's because of problems associated with the way you feel about yourself. You don't. Some people don't feel that they're worthy of targeting better quality people and working with better quality people. They stay with their little comfort zone, right? They stay within their comfort zone, and they think, well, okay, I don't feel that I'm good enough. I don't think I'm the person to be talking to these higher level people. So therefore, I'll work with people who are just like me. And so we perpetuate a problem, don't we? Because you're struggling. And so you talk to other people who are sort of at your level, but what I've learned is that I'm drawing this from the old style sales world, the offline world. If we need to often prospect up at our level and above, preferably above. We need to prospect up. We need to target people who, if anything, are more successful than us, in some ways better than us. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Who we got on the call here? Let's have a look. Frank. G'day, Frank. Haven't spoken to you for a while. Big motorbike man. Love the motorbikes, mate. Love the big motorbikes. Even though I'm in Phnom Penh, Cambodia at the moment, I see some of these big motorbikes roaring down the street. Oh, wow. I get envious because I used to ride bikes a lot. So good, Frank. I hope you get something, friend. I'm not going to talk about motorbikes today, but I'm going to continue on with this topic. Yeah, I've been a digital nomad now for a few years, several years, and before then I was stuck in my hometown, and that's where I'd been for most of my life. So, it's amazing, being a kind of a digital guy. You can do what you like when you like, more or less, and you can see the world. You can explore the world. So back to the topic. Finding quality people. Yes. We've got to find quality people because they're the ones with the money. They're the ones got the bigger checkbook. They got the bigger wallet. They got the bigger bank balance. We've got to find these people. But before we can do that, we've got to just look at ourselves a little bit, perhaps, and just say, well, hey, am I deliberately, targeting or cultivating people who are just like me, and because of that, it's impacting negatively on my cash flow, my bottom line. you've got to be honest and just say, look, sometimes you just got to say, well, look, it's time to move up, and tell yourself that you are good enough. You are good enough to talk to people, because, look, talk to better quality people, because you know more about your product or service than the people you're talking with. And it doesn't matter how successful they are. Chances are, because you're promoting it, you're the one that knows all the benefits and all the rest of it. So why not take it to the world? And if you've got a vision for your future, you know absolutely categorically that your solution, your product or service can help people, well, people need to know about it. And those people, the best people, are those who've got the money to pay for it. Simple as that. So I just want to make that point there. Now, how do we find these better quality people? Well, it depends on what method you're using, what platform you're using. If you're using, let's say, a Facebook business page, and you're going to try some advertising as well. Okay, well, you'd be targeting people probably in the wealthier countries and the more prosperous cities. So you'd be talking about like Western type countries generally. Although I note that in my region, we've got an incredible example of, just an incredible success story in Singapore, and that's an Asian city. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot happening in Asia at the moment. But generally, when I do some marketing, I target countries like Australia, New Zealand, US, Canada, UK, and so on, and even some European countries, because even though their native language is not English, surprising how many speak English now. So, and you can do that with your targeting using Facebook ads. You can also target people, different age groups. So for my type of, one of the things that I do, which is I sell services, etc., to internet marketers, I'll tend to target people who are, say, above, I've got one thing going at the moment, it's 45, above age 45. Why? Well, I can relate to them better, and they can relate to me better, that's one reason. But the other reason is that there's a better chance that if their children are more or less off their hands, they've got more financial capacity to pay for stuff. Okay, so that comes down to targeting using Facebook pages. What about if you're using your personal profile on Facebook? And by the way, Facebook isn't the only way to find people, obviously, but it's a big one, and it's certainly become a big part of my life now. But personal profile, okay, you look for people. You could use organic methods, so no money being spent on advertising. You target people who you fish in ponds like Facebook groups, but not spammy type groups. You're looking for quality people in quality groups, okay? And so you target people like that. That's a strategy that I've used on and off for almost 3 years now, and it flat out works. It flat out works. There's no doubt about it. But you be a little bit selective. So you join a Facebook group and you get active. That's part of the strategy that we use. You've got to get active, and you've got to stand out a little bit so that people notice you. And before you know it, some of those people are going to send you a friend request, or you might send them a friend request if you get a bit of conversation happening. You know, if you get a bit of dialogue happening within a thread, let's say on someone's post in a Facebook group, okay, then you might reach out and friend them, but only after you've checked their personal profile first. And so you need to, once again, satisfy the criteria that you have already determined. You've already figured out the sort of person that you're looking for, a certain age group perhaps, demographic, socioeconomic factors and all the rest of it. And you can get an idea by just looking at someone's personal profile. All right, so you know where they live, presumably. You know where they live. Their profile might reveal details such as the city that they live in and so on, and if it's a kind of a wealthier city, a wealthier region, all right, well, that puts the odds more in your favor, doesn't it? You look at the quality of the content on their personal profile and think, hey, this is the sort of person that I'm probably wanting to do business with. This is the sort of person that I'm wanting to link up with. So you can find people like that in Facebook groups, in quality Facebook groups, no spam groups. So discussion groups. I'm a member of. I'm active in a certain number of Facebook groups now. It's about 12, 15, 20 groups a week. I'm active in them every week. At the moment, it's only about 12. But at other times when I've been more productive, I've been active in maybe 20 groups in a week. So they see me every week, at least once or twice in that group over a 5 or 6 day period. Okay, so I start to stand out. People start to get used to seeing my name and seeing my pic, my profile pic, right? And then some of those people will check me out, and they'll get. This is another thing that you need to do. If they're going to check you out, if they're going to check out your personal profile, make sure it's an attractive looking personal profile. So that includes your content. If they see a bunch of spam on your personal profile, they're going to run a mile. They're going to run a mile, particularly if it's got links and all of that sort of stuff. So you've got to get your own house in order. You have to get your own house in order before you can start reaching out and targeting people. But absolutely avoid spammy groups like the plague. You're looking for quality people, and the quality people hang out in the quality groups. They don't hang out in those spammy groups. Okay, so that's a Facebook group strategy. So I talked about the Facebook page strategy. If you're using Facebook ads, you can get your targeting quite accurate, and you can target people in the right regions, in the right parts of the world, the right demographic, the right age group, and all the rest of it, occupations, you name it. And that will put the odds much more in your favor. You can target specific Facebook pages that have got a good following, and Facebook pages that are likely to have people who are quality people following those pages. So you can do things like that. You can do the same thing on Twitter. You can do it even on Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram fan, but if you've got the right product, and particularly if you can display, you can convey the message, the story through images. Instagram could be a good thing. LinkedIn is another one. Now I'll give you an example here. Another business that I'm involved with my son. It's an agency type business, so it's a B2B. We're targeting businesses. All right, so we're doing that through LinkedIn. Right, obviously it's another social media platform. And so we're targeting specific companies. We're not just targeting individuals, we're targeting companies, okay? And the sort of companies that we're targeting are companies that have usually at least 10 employees, right? So we know that if they've got at least 10 employees, they've got a payroll of X amount of dollars. So for them to be paying for their team, to be paying their salaries every week or every month or whatever it is, we know that they're going to have a turnover of at least that and more, okay? So in point of fact, we're looking for businesses that are doing at least $1 million a year in revenue, at least $1 million a year in revenue, 1 to 20 or $30 million a year, okay? So we can do that through targeting, effective targeting, looking at the details surrounding that company and saying, okay, well, this company's got 20 employees, 30 employees, they've been in business for X number of years, etc. We check their website. Can we help them with various agency services, including copywriting, content production, email marketing, and so on? And then we make a decision. We say, all right, well, this is a company we're going to target. So then we develop a little targeting strategy, and then we go out there and we target them. We use email. We use, obviously, LinkedIn itself. We also use sometimes Facebook. We can track them down on Facebook. There's all sorts of different techniques that we use. But the point is, particularly relevant for this topic, the point is that it's important to be very clear about your target market, and you're looking for people who have the capacity to pay more, to pay you for your products or services. So therefore, we've got to we've got to be targeting better quality people or better quality businesses, people or businesses that can afford to pay you top dollar. Okay. So the same thing with network marketers. I used to do network marketing years ago, but not anymore. But I still know how to do it if I went back into it, which I don't plan to. So guys, don't even think about it. I'm not into network marketing anymore. But I am into tribe building. I am into lead generation, and the same issues apply if you're a network marketer. Okay, so you're targeting better quality people. So you use the same ideas that I gave you right at the beginning of this Facebook Live, and then apply them to your network marketing people, because to your network marketing business. Because one thing is for sure, you want, still going to be a quality issue. You want quality people who've got the financial capacity to get on board, go all in, or whatever it is, whatever the jargon is that you use for your particular business. And you're also looking, it's not just the money, you're looking for people who are business oriented, who can communicate properly in English, etc., etc., etc. People who have a network, people who already have influence. All of those things form part of your game plan. So that's it for today. That's the topic. I think it's pretty well done. Well, not quite. I haven't done it in any great detail, but I'm just giving you a bit of an overview here. I may run a webinar or something like that, a full training on this topic in the future. But if you want to plug into updates and this kind of stuff, you can join my group called Tribe Builder Community. And it's a good little group. It's got over 1,000 members in it. It's not the only group that I run, but I think it's a good one for people who are just learning about this tribe building, audience building, know, like, and trust, getting quality people, and all the rest of it, who getting acquainted with these concepts. All right, so I think that'd be a good group for you to join as a first step. Tribe Builder Community. If you want to join, you can either ping me via Facebook Messenger, or you can just say something in the comments below. Say something about group please. Say something like group please or something like that. Say something funny, something wacky. Mix it up, okay? And I'll get what you mean, and then I'll make sure I send you the link. All right, okay, well, the week ahead, another good week coming up. We've got Easter coming up in a couple of weeks, so let's make the next 2 weeks pay. Let's kick some big goals over the next couple of weeks. Have a good one. See ya. Bye-bye.